Scott was an English explorer. He led two famous expeditions to Antarctica. He was born on June 6, 1868, near the town of Devonport in England. He went to school near his home for 4 years. Then he went to a boarding school. The school prepared boys for the Navy. At the age of 13, he left school and found a job with the Royal Navy. In 1899, when Scott was 31 years old, he took a new job, leader of an expedition to Antarctica. Scott's ship came from the city of Dundee in Scotland. The ship was called Discovery. It used both steam and sails. The ship was strong. Antarctica is a place of dangerous ice and snow. 50 men sailed to Antarctica. Sailors, scientists, and explorers. They wanted to learn about the land, the plants, and the wildlife of Antarctica, and they wanted adventure. On August 6, 1901, Discovery left the UK. They traveled for 5 months, with stops in Cape Town, South Africa, and Lyttelton Harbour in New Zealand. They reached Antarctica on February 8, 1902. They made a camp with a large hut for their supplies. But they lived on the Discovery. Soon, Discovery was stuck in the snow and ice. But the men stayed with the ship. The weather was very cold and often windy. The men didn't leave the ship often. But Discovery was strong, and it was a good home. The men walked on the ship's deck and worked, studied, ate, and slept in the ship's rooms. Finally, in November 1902, some men left the ship. They wanted to reach the South Pole. It was a very difficult journey. Every day, they walked about 16 kilometers across the snow and ice. But they didn't reach the South Pole. The men returned to their ship. On January 5th, 1904, 2 ships arrived to help them. The men worked together and broke the ice around Discovery. On September 10th, 1904, the ship finally arrived in London. Scott was a hero. Scott wanted to return to Antarctica. He wanted to reach the South Pole. But a Norwegian explorer named Roald Amundsen got to the South Pole first. In December 1911. Scott reached the South Pole in January 1912, but died in the snow on the return journey. Robert Scott was a great explorer. He loved adventure and became famous for his life of discovery.
Oh, hi there. I'm looking up information about famous explorers. There are lots of great websites. Not now, Beth. Sorry. This is really interesting. Oh, 30 minutes? I don't have much time. No, I don't want to take a quiz. I'm trying to do my homework. Hello, I'm Seb, and today I'm with Chris, Jenna, Greg, and Morgan. Today we're talking about the internet. My first question, what do you do online?
I look up information a lot. Soccer scores, news about my favorite athletes, that kind of thing.
I read fashion blogs, I chat with my friends, and I download music too. And I look up information online for my homework.
I write a blog, mostly about music. And I share videos and pictures of my favorite bands.
I watch and share skateboarding videos. And I post comments on skateboarding websites and forums. Sometimes I make my own skateboarding videos and I share them online. I play games online a lot too.
How often do you go online?
Every day. I'm on my smartphone during the day, and I like to go online with my laptop in the evening.
At least 10 times a day. I can't go online at school, but I go on a lot before and after school.
Maybe 20 times a day, more on weekends. I follow sports online, so I go on during games.
Every day. I use Facebook a lot to chat with my friends. And I love Instagram, but we also send text messages.
How many messages did you send yesterday?
I sent about 50 text messages yesterday, I think. My friends and I text a lot.
I sent maybe 10 text messages yesterday. I sometimes send text messages to my mom. She sends a lot of text messages. With my friends, I often chat online.
I message my friends online. We use WhatsApp. I don't know how many messages I sent yesterday. A lot.
I didn't send any messages, but I used Twitter, and I tweeted 2 or 3 times yesterday.
How many hours did you spend online last weekend?
I didn't spend much time online last weekend. I played soccer on Saturday, and I went to the movies with my friends on Saturday night. But we chatted online about the movie.
Probably 2 or 3 hours. I looked up information for my homework, and I went online to look at some shoes and some clothes too.
Maybe 6 hours on Saturday. I played Minecraft a lot, online, with some people in other countries.
A few hours on Saturday. I watched some music videos online, and I downloaded some music.
Then on Sunday, we played baseball. And on Sunday night, I watched a soccer game on TV. So I wasn't online much. Actually, I chatted online to my friends about the soccer game. So I probably spent 3 or 4 hours online.
But on Sunday, I went skateboarding with my friends. I didn't spend time online on Sunday.
On Sunday, I did homework, so I looked up information on the internet. I spent about 2 hours online.
What's the best thing about the internet?
The internet is so good for homework. When my mom was young, she didn't have a computer. She didn't go online to look up information. She went to the library. Now, it's so easy to look up information online.
The best thing? It brings people together. I sometimes watch a soccer game on TV, and at the same time, my friends and I text each other and talk about it on social media. When my dad was a teenager, that wasn't possible. He listened to games on the radio.
The communication, email, video chatting, messaging, sharing photos and videos, it's amazing. My mom didn't have a cell phone when she was 13.
You can learn about everything. Sometimes I hear about a new band. Then I go on the internet and I visit their website, watch their videos, maybe download their music. It's amazing. When my dad was a teenager, he bought CDs in a store. Life was different 30 years ago.
What's the worst thing about the internet?
The worst thing? Last night, I stayed awake too late looking at the internet on my phone. I'm tired today.
There is no worst thing. Life before the internet was boring and slow. Life with the internet is good. The worst thing about the internet is when you're not connected to it.
Wrong information. Recently, on the internet, I read some information about history. Then I checked the dates at school, and they were wrong. There are a lot of different websites with different information. You have to be careful.
It's addictive. I spend a lot of time playing games online.
Thank you, Morgan, Chris, Jenna, and Greg.
Where were you after school today?
At my martial arts class. It starts right after school.
Wow, you do martial arts?
Yeah, I wanted to exercise more. The martial arts class is fun. Do you exercise?
Me? No. I worked out once at the gym. I hated it.
Oh, how do you stay in shape?
I have a healthy diet. I love fruits and vegetables. Do you want an apple?
Hey, today we're in New York City. I want to know how people here stay in shape. Let's find out. This is New York City. New York is called the city that never sleeps, and I love it here. Manhattan is the most famous part of New York City. Every day, 2.5 million people travel into Manhattan for work. And every year, about 50 million tourists come here. The sidewalks are crowded with people walking, and the streets are full of cars and buses. In the past, people didn't ride bikes in New York City. The traffic was dangerous. They took the subway or drove their own cars. So a lot of New Yorkers didn't get much exercise. Because they were very busy, they ate a lot of fast food too. In those days, a lot of New Yorkers were unhealthy. In 2002, Michael Bloomberg was the mayor of New York City. He wanted to change things. He told New Yorkers to get in shape. He told them to walk or ride their bikes and to eat a healthy diet. And they did. It was amazing. Now, New Yorkers exercise a lot. Look, it's winter, but they're walking, riding their bikes, and jogging. And look at this. It's called the High Line. In the past, it was a railroad in Manhattan, but it closed in 1980. Then, in 2006, it reopened as a park. Now, people love jogging, walking, and relaxing on the High Line. In May 2013, the City Bike service began. You can rent a bike for about $10 a day. There are 332 bike stations in the city, so it's always easy to find a bike. 42,000 people use a city bike every day. Today, a lot of New Yorkers have a healthy diet. New York has thousands of restaurants, and now menus show how many calories are in each meal, so it's easy to choose a healthy diet. Of course, you can't change everything. Some people don't walk, run, or work out, and you can still buy fast food. But Mayor Michael Bloomberg's advice was good for New York.